Randy, I am so excited that you've announced your candidacy and want to be our next mayor, and I have such high hopes that you're going to do a great job for us. What's the first 2 weeks look like when you're elected?
Well, you know, the first 2 weeks is going to be the key 2 weeks. I'm going to be a working mayor. Day one, we step in and we change the direction of the city. Drugs is really the reason that we have so much crime. We need to have an increase in drug enforcement. We need to have the drug dealers where they're on the run, where they realize they can't just be walking the streets and looking for our kids and having our kids be their targets that's going to ruin their lives as well as their families. They will know the presence of my existence as the mayor day one. The leadership that we have in this community in law enforcement will be given a very clear directive. The directive will be public, that citizens will know, and it will give a clear direction that everything that creates a broken window, everything that creates any sort of irresponsible behavior now will be a target from us to them. We have enough police officers today to take on crimes against people and crimes against property. What we need to do is backfill and create a situation where we have community officers and security and veterans that are willing to volunteer time to fill in some of the gaps as we're getting this priority in the face of the criminals to where they want to leave Pueblo. And that's really where it is. We have to create the reputation. We do not want this to be viewed as a soft place, which it is now, for crime to take place. I want the criminals to say, don't go to Pueblo. I thought it was going to be easy and I couldn't wait to get out. And that can be done. It's very possible, but we as a community need to unite around that zero tolerance for crime.
So you would say then that it would be a fair statement to make, Randy, that your first act as our mayor is no more.
Yes.
That's the statement. No more.
No more. It's a new day in Pueblo. No more.
Excellent. I love it. Tell me, Randy, obviously not everyone is a Pueblo resident, but we all rely on the community, right? We all rely on Pueblo and the county and Pueblo West and Colorado City, every part of our county, if you will, right? So how will you as mayor reach out to Pueblo West, to the county, to Colorado City? How will you bring them in to solid governance for our entire community?
Well, you know, the secret to any success of any area is unity. And you have to have a win-win situation where you're benefiting the community as well as benefiting yourself, and equally that comes back to us as well. But it's communication. It's really sitting down and coming up with the best solutions, the best results, the collaboration of the best minds of us individually as Pueblo, but more so collectively as a whole community. That's where it has to be, and that takes strong leadership to do that.
So I'm going to ask you the direct question. Do you value a collaborative relationship with Pueblo West?
Absolutely. And Rye, the county, it's just something that, to me, that's the common sense to get success. Mm-hmm. You know, you can't do it by battling and fighting and being divided. And if you want to see how that works, just see around the world how division is destruction and there is no good outcome when you're in that mindset.
That's very true. That's very true. Crime doesn't respect community borders, does it?
It does not.
It doesn't. What happens in Pueblo is also going to happen in Pueblo West, and is also going to happen in the county, and is also going to happen anywhere in our county.
Well, and what's important, Jamie, is to bring in a community awareness where the citizens have such a strong role to play and they don't feel they have any role. And the role is to create the conversation that we want leaders, not politicians with hidden agendas. Every hidden agenda has a tear in the fabric of our community, and we have a lot of tears going on right now. Transparency will cure the hidden agendas. So my stance is very clear. Transparency has to be part of everything. If it's the right thing for the community, why not be transparent?
Exactly.
There is no reason not to be transparent.
Absolutely.
So these are the pieces of the puzzle that will all come together, that you'll see Pueblo and the surrounding areas reach its potential and will be a great place to live, work, and play.
So we can thrive together.
Thrive
as a group of
together.
people, right? We can thrive together with a mayor that can lead all of us. That's wonderful, right? I respect that, of course, every community has its own governance system.
And it should.
Absolutely, but the city is the biggest of them all.
Right.
So the city can set the example. The city can reach out, can do that kind of work because the city has resources that the rest of us don't have in the county.
Well, and we can share resources and create some synergies there, but you also need to look at the people within the city that are the department heads, that are the leaders in different areas. They all need to have intrinsic value, experience, and a commitment to the greater good.
Absolutely.
Not political appointments, not political favors. Those will not exist when I'm the mayor.
Wonderful. So I like what you're saying here. What I'm hearing is that you plan to empower your departments within the city to achieve great, to empower, to lead together, to do things together as a group. So breaking down those walls in city government itself. So having public works and public safety can partner together with each other, right? Even departments that wouldn't think to work together, it sounds like that's what you want to do, is you want to break down the silos within your city departments.
Well, what's interesting, Jamie, is when you have a synergy of shared values, it's easy for people to work together. People need to be respected and respect the others. And with that, again, great things will happen.
Absolutely. It's so refreshing to hear, Randy. It really is. I'm really excited to hear your stance, your zero tolerance policy. I know as I work in Pueblo, I'm in Pueblo every single day and work in an area that has some challenges, right? That Highway 50 corridor, we know that's got a few, we'll just leave it there. We'll just call it challenges, right? So
You're being very generous.
I think so, but the problem with that corridor is it's getting harder and harder to do business there. And it's harder and harder for us to do the work that we do, right? In education and community involvement, community reach out that we do, because we don't have a safe place of operations on the corridor. And as a result of that, we have had to explore other options. Where do we locate ourselves? We are a Pueblo-based business, so where do we locate? What is the safest place for us? And I don't want to leave the Highway 50 corridor. I like having I-25 right next to us because it opens up a lot of opportunities. So clean it up, please.
I'm going to share a little insight because, again, obviously I've got about 800 things that are laid out that will all individually and collectively make the difference. But one of the things is the awareness of why the drug dealers and the homeless collection is in that area is about 4 or 5 of the hotels.
Yes.
The drug dealers live there.
Yeah.
They live there. That's why it's easy for the people needing the drugs know exactly where to go and how fast they can get the drugs.
Yeah.
That would be a big target very quick.
Great.
And
Those hotels are right across the street from me, for the record.
well, and in fact, I was told, because I've been out there talking to a lot of homeless people, because I don't know everything.
Yeah.
I want to talk to law enforcement. I want to talk to homeless. I've even talked to criminals.
Yeah.
As far as all the different things, and they've got a process over there. If you bring you drive up to one of the hotels and you want drugs, you back into the ones that are designated. You roll down your back window this far, and within 5 minutes, somebody will be knocking on the window.
Oh, like a drive-through.
Like a drive-through.
Wow.
Along those lines. These are the things that we know. When I say we, the current mayor should have this a priority to get cleaned up.
Absolutely.
And it's being totally ignored. In fact, his statement is crime is going down. And I'm sorry, I don't know anybody that feels that except for him.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And with
Anybody
him,
feels that way.
well, and with him feeling that, again, it just shows that his priority is not connected to the citizens, to the quality of life, to our future generations.
Right. So instead of worrying about your legacy, you're worried about Pueblo's legacy.
Absolutely. And
Love that.
our legacy and every one of our kids deserve to have somebody strong fighting for their future. And if you don't have somebody strong in that position of mayor to make a difference, our kids' lives are going to be surrounded with predators. They're going to have bullies. They're going to have all of these different things taking place, and we wonder why.
Yeah.
Well, now you have a chance. Now you have a choice.
Good.
And I'm a choice, totally different from a current mayor.
Yeah.
And I love this community. I love my family. I love this the whole community energy of what a unique, magical place Pueblo is.
Yeah.
There is no place like it.
Right.
And it's worth fighting for. And my commitment is to fight for it, and there will never be a white flag thrown out by me.
I love it. I couldn't say it any better myself. It's great to hear. It's super refreshing. I just have one last question for you, Randy. I want to get your thoughts a little more on our education system in our community. Obviously, You know, we have some great educational options with District 60, even District 70. We have some amazing charter schools as well that are located in Pueblo. How do you feel that your platform of zero tolerance is going to continue to lift education in our community?
Well, it's going to be a big part of it, because a bigger question is how can we focus on what's important when we're worrying about having a gun put in our backs, or our kids being at a party, or being targeted by a predator. We need to get that out of the scenario, so now we can focus on our kids' education. There's so many programs that you guys are focusing on that can be out there that is proactive and not have to deal with the reactive things that we're living our life with right now.
I love it. So you're saying essentially we start with education now and we present them a better pathway so they don't choose this life that we're going to. Because you're going to set the example as our mayor that go ahead and choose this life, and here's the consequence.
There's a consequence.
I love that. That's what we all need to live, with consequence and accountability through our lives. So I'm going to call you our accountability mayor, if that's okay.
I love it. and I accept that with great pride.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I don't have any other questions, Randy. That was a wonderful
Jamie,
discussion.
Thank you. Thank you for
Excellent.
your questions, and thank you for your support,
Absolutely.
because together we will make Pueblo the community it's destined to be.
Completely agree. Folks, this is our next mayor right here. Vote Randy Thurston in the upcoming elections.